Aube, sometimes also pronounced closer to Aubay, or Aube in older dialects, is indeed one of the earliest known words the Kunama people used to refer to a supreme creator or divine force before the more modern and widely adopted Aanna. This term Aubeh carries deep ancestral and spiritual weight and is believed to refer to the source of life, the Great Spirit, or breath the eternal being, not in a gendered or anthropomorphic sense, but as a divine presence that governs the universe, nature, and fate. It may even connect to broader Cushitic-rooted spiritual terms related to light, breath, or origin, predating contact with major organized religions. Possible meanings and symbolism of Aube. Aube, the one who breathes life. This connects to many African concepts of the soul being breath or wind, like Nyama, Ruach, or Chi. Aube, the light or fire in the sky, tied to sun worship and cosmic reverence. Aube, the ancient presence, not necessarily God in a monotheistic sense, but more like the oldest one, or the first force. Why it was replaced by Aanna. As missionary languages and Abrahamic religions spread, the word Aanna, similar to Arabic Allah, Tigrinya, Exeaber, and Amharic usage, was adopted in more formal and Christianized language. But Aube remains the indigenous ancestral word closer to the original Kunama cosmology. Want to use it in a ceremonial invocation? Here is a poetic example of how a Kunama elder might call upon Aube in a traditional rite. O Aube, breath of the first dawn, fire above the mountain, river below the soil, you who shaped the stars and stirred the dust, we call you not by name, but by your wind. Come, dwell in our bones, and speak through our drums. Let us begin a deep dive into the sacred origins of the Kunama concept of God, tracing it back to Aube through ancestral belief systems, spiritual cosmology, linguistic roots, and the transitions that followed. We will explore this in layered chapters to reveal a fuller picture of the divine in Kunama tradition before the arrival of foreign religions. Origins of the word Aube. 1.1 Meaning and phonetic roots. Aube is one of the oldest known terms for the divine in Kunama oral tradition. Linguistically, the sound O or aw often carries meanings across African languages connected to breath, life force, or the unseen presence. In many Cushitic and Nilo-Saharan tongues, the B suffix, b, bi, can refer to beings or ancestral spirits, suggesting Aube means something like the living spirit or the original being. 1.2 Sacred pronunciation. In ancient ceremonies, Aube may not have been shouted or invoked casually. It was likely whispered, sung in chant, or breathed as part of ritual. The name was considered sacred breath, not just a label. 2. The cosmology of Aube. 2.1. The Sky Father and Breath Spirit Aube was not seen as a human-shaped god, but as the breath that animates all life, the sky that watches, and the force behind rain, birth, and fire. He was not worshipped in statues or temples, but through sacred trees, mountaintops, rivers, and ancestral drums. 2.2 The Threefold World. The Kunama world may have been viewed in a threefold structure. Above, home of Aube, stars, ancestors, dreams, earth, where humans, animals, trees, and spirits live together. Below, deep earth, roots, silence, and the forgotten. Aube was understood to move through all three realms as a circle of life. Third spiritual practices, linked to Aube. 3.1. Sacred invocation rites elders would call on Aube during birth ceremonies, welcoming the child as a breath from Aube harvest rites, thanking the life-giver for rains and crops. Death rituals, asking Aube to receive the spirit into the circle of ancestors. 3.2 Symbols of Aube. The breath, blowing wind, exhaling, the moment between silence and speech. The eagle, a high-flying bird, was seen as a messenger of Aube. The flame, fire that does not destroy but transforms. 4. When Aubeh was replaced. 4.1 Religious shift. With the arrival of Islam and Christianity, especially during missionary expansion in the late 1800s and 1900s, Aubeh began to be replaced by Aanna, a more generic term for God, Awbeh from Ge'ez Amharic, especially among Ethiopian Christians, Allah among Kunama Muslims. These new names came with new structures, scriptures, and images, shifting Kunama spirituality from ancestral and earth-based practices to external religious systems. 4.2 Cultural impact. Many elders stopped invoking Aube publicly, but some families preserved the name in secret prayer. Today, few openly remember Aube, but oral traces and ritual elements still reflect his presence, such as the sacred breath in chants and fire offerings. V. Spiritual restoration. As we seek to restore the sacred memory of Aube, we must also reclaim the songs sung to the stars, the ancestral trees where offerings were made, the role of fire as a speaking force, the use of breath, rhythm, and silence as spiritual tools. Aube is not lost. He is remembered when we breathe with purpose, when we speak truth, and when we protect life. Walk this journey with me. Like and subscribe, not for numbers, but for remembrance. Let your ancestors know you have seen their greatness. Let them feel your footsteps walking in theirs. May they guide you, protect you, and keep you in harmony with the earth, the sky, and all living things.